guys, welcome back. My name is Scott, and this is another My Bourbon Journey review. So if you're new to this channel and you're looking for reviews of different whiskeys such as bourbons, ryes, American-style whiskeys, go ahead and consider hitting the subscribe button. Also hit the bell notification. That's going to alert you to when I'm doing new uploads, live streams, things along those lines. So today I'm going to be doing a review of, and in full disclosure, this bottle was sent to me for me to do a review of. However, I'm still going to remain, 100% unbiased and give you, my thoughts and things along those lines. So this is the Unclenearest 1856 premium whiskey, 100 proof or 50% ABV. Again, Tennessee whiskey, still aged in new charred oak barrels. It is maple charcoal filtered, and again, this is something that's sourced from a Tennessee distillery. They are in the process of basically building their own distillery in order for them to produce their own whiskey, but for right now, this is something that's being sourced. So a little bit of history behind Unclenearest. So his name was Nathan Nearest Green, and he is the first on-record master distiller, basically documented, and was the one who was thought of or thought to be the one who kind of taught or showed Jack Daniels how to essentially distill and produce whiskey. So that in itself, the history behind all of that is really fascinating, and really through the course of doing some research, it does appear that this is a legit story. This isn't something that's just fabricated from a marketing standpoint, that this really is, that there is some lineage there, and there's some things that tie back to him being a slave and being the one who taught Jack Daniels how to essentially distill whiskey. Also, him being the one responsible for helping to perfect what's now known as the Lincoln County process. So that's really one of the categories for it to be considered Tennessee whiskey, is for it to kind of go through that Lincoln County process. So I'll have some links in the description below regarding the kind of the back history on that, and if you want to check it out more, feel free to do so. But yeah, that's one thing I really do appreciate with whiskey, is not only a story, but a real story, something that you can really kind of dive into and get into, the hows and whys and whats of that whole process. So again, I'll have some links below, and maybe even tie some other links for other interviews, and that kind of really explains much more about Unclenearest or Nathan Nearest Green. So, and it's something that should be out there, with it being a kind of a legit backstory and the history, American history at that. It's something that needs to be out there, and I'm glad they've kind of brought this to light. So anyway, why don't we go ahead into, like I do normally, we'll get into the color, the nosing, the taste, things along those lines. So why don't we go ahead and we'll do that. So as you can see, kind of a nice amber, copper penny type of color. So yeah, so right away you're getting hit with that maple syrup. I mean, it is a maple charcoal filtered whiskey, which again, it's gone through that Lincoln County process, and so you're getting that sweetness right up front, like you do with a lot of it. A bit of a kind of a chocolate note, kind of also some banana there as well. A little bit of corn presence, some vanilla there, a little bit of butterscotch, I'd say. Yeah, really nice kind of sweet nose. You'd expect that for the maple charcoal filtering. So cheers. So yeah, it's sweet right away, but before I kind of get into the full evaluation, you'd like to take, at least a couple sips to kind of help coat the palate and really kind of get it warmed up, so to speak. for what you're really kind of tasting. Yeah, so right away you are getting hit with that kind of maple syrupy kind of influence. Some honey there, the vanilla is there. Nice and sweet. There is that kind of chocolatey note to it as well. That's more as the finish kind of begins to develop. You're picking up a little bit of that chocolate. The banana is kind of still there, but really the dominating portion of it is the upfront sweetness. That kind of maple syrup is kind of what you kind of get. Finish, you know, probably on the medium side, but really nice kind of sipping whiskey. If it's something you're looking for, you know, something that's nice and sweet, easy to sip on, you know, not a ton of heat. It's really a really nice whiskey. I think they've done a good job. I don't know if I mentioned before, but with it being a source whiskey, they are currently in the process of building their own distillery and a bit of a kind of a museum that will give, you know, really the history behind, you know, unclenearest, and that in itself is really cool. I like to see things that are being done, you know, help to, you know, continue his legacy, so to speak. But yeah, anyway, fantastic whiskey. Not something I think I would necessarily need to add some water to, but, you know, 100 proof, maybe just a drop or two. We'll see what that does to it. And I don't have a lot left in the glass, but interesting. So that kind of brought out a little bit of a nuttiness to that as well. Something I wasn't getting before. Kind of enhanced the sweetness a little bit. Yeah, so it brought down the proof a tad. Really no heat with a little bit of water added. Brought out actually considerably more of the banana sweetness. Still that maple syrup-y kind of note is there. But yeah, really nice, just kind of easy sipping whiskey. You know, if you're looking for something that's nice and sweet, approachable, I wouldn't hesitate that if somebody was newer to the whiskey world, you know, that this would be something that would be, you know, kind of right up, you know, their alley. It's very approachable with that sweetness. It's not going to be super hot, which can be, you know, a turnoff for a lot of people, especially if you're just kind of getting into it. So yeah, this is something, you know, I would recommend to a lot of people. So price-wise, I've seen this anywhere from about the $50 to $65 range. So, you know, $10, $15 difference depending on where you are. I don't know the full distribution of this. Again, this bottle was sent to me for the review. I haven't seen it yet in our market in Wisconsin, but hopefully this will be something that will hit our market as well. So anyway, so with that being said, you know, like, subscribe, leave me comments. I'd be interested to know, have any of you had this? Also, real quick, Bill from the Whiskey Dictionary, he just did a review of this not long ago, so go check out his review of that as well. He did a fantastic job with that. But anyway, you know, like, subscribe, leave me comments. Again, I'll have some links in the description below for if you want to contribute to the channel. Feel free to do so through Patreon or PayPal. But other than that, always remember, it's about the journey and not the destination. Cheers, guys.